The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 welcomes you to Meridian's favorite TV personalities and three-time CMA nominees for Broadcast Personality of the Year. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Debbie.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie, filling in for Deb as we bring you a Tuesday morning.
Man, it's already Tuesday.
It is.
Man, Monday went by quick, but you know what was good about Monday?
It's over?
Well, The Voice came on last night.
Odie, let's talk about that. Is Meridian not proud? Number one, a few years back, we had Todd Tillman walk away with this and win it from little old Meridian, Mississippi.
Yeah.
Then we would have somebody compete from Meridian, Mississippi for Miss America. She went on to a bigger stage last night, and we've all watched her grow up from a little girl singing at every concert there was. The picture that she showed last night of Blake Shelton, Lord have mercy.
She opened for Blake Shelton.
Yeah, sure did.
At 10 years old, she opened for Blake Shelton.
And if you don't know this by now, you missed a show last night, Holly Brand from Meridian, Mississippi was chosen to be on The Voice, a national stage viewed by millions last night. Is that not?
You know, that's awesome. It's something in the water, because Todd Tillman.
Yeah.
And then right after him, we had the young man, and I apologize for not remembering your name, that had the Christian song. That went on, and he
know that
won. So he won a national deal with the Christian music,
right?
And now we've got Holly Brand, and after her performance last night.
And let's show this.
Man.
Now, I've got on the page, if you missed her, she tore it up last night when she sang Mississippi Girl.
And that was
gave you goosebumps, didn't it?
It did. When she come out with that, because I'm wondering what she's going to sing.
And her best friend Lexi was standing in the background with her mom there. And let's take a look at that. We've got the footage of that last night from where it kicked off. Let's take a look at that.
Amazing.
What would I do?
All right, Holly, you're a country artist. We have Blake's last season.
Yeah.
What do you hope is going to happen when you go out there?
I really hope that Blake's gonna turn his chair. To be on the last Team Blake would be such an honor.
All right, you ready to go?
I'm ready. I'm excited. Let's do it.
Good luck.
Thank you. I'm Holly Brand. I'm 22 years old and I'm from Meridian, Mississippi. The first big stage that I ever got to sing on was when I got to open for Blake Shelton. I was only 10.
When The Voice first started, we would have that, you got to open for him. You didn't say anything to him, but you were there with him,
So I actually brought the photo with me. It's kind of funny that he's so tall that the camera couldn't get his entire body. Blake has changed my life for the better, being there. That was when I had that realization of I meant to be a performer. And then when I was 13, I became involved with Miss America's Outstanding Teen. It was a pageant. It was really just another way to be on stage and to pursue music. And then I was Miss Mississippi 2021 and competed at Miss America last year. Today, I'm here to prove a lot of things. Over my time in the pageant industry, it has been a lot about what's on the outside. But today, it's not about what I'm wearing, what my hair looks like. It's about what I sound like.
Please be something I like.
Welcome back to The Voice premiere.
Here we go.
And a big thank you to WGBC for sharing that with us as she took to the world last night. She's going to do great.
She's going to do good, and whether she wins this or not, she's not going to have any problem. I mean, beautiful young lady.
Yeah.
From right here in our own hometown.
I didn't see her daddy nowhere. Where was he? Barry, where were you?
Yeah.
They make you stand backstage?
Didn't want him out in the public.
But that is neat. We'll watch this. It comes on again tonight for more finalists. And the only time I've ever watched the show was when Todd was on there, so I'm not as familiar with it as a lot of folks, but of how the eliminations go. But before long, I think we get to vote from a live performance is how that all narrows down. Isn't that how it works on The Voice?
Yeah, and I think they do a lot of the voting, kind of like some of these other ones do, and then we get to put our 2 cents in later. But Kelly, I think, is going to be a good coach for her.
Well, Kelly just really has a great personality, doesn't she?
She does. She's as bloomy as they get.
That little skinny dude next to her has an accent. Did you catch on to that?
Yeah, he's a little Irish.
He's got a little Irish? I can't do
Irish, something like that. But he come across the old pond there.
A little bit of Odie there. You've worked on that before.
So, yeah. So I think.
Is that how you whisper in your wife's ear in a different language? Make her think she's got a new date.
Oh, so hello, honey. Is your husband home?
Oh my gosh! I've heard it all now. There ain't no telling what goes on at that house, y'all.
Oh, it gets interesting.
Boy, already 5 minutes after the hour. Good morning. And if you get a chance to see Holly, her parents, anybody in town, congratulate them. And you can do that. There's a Holly brand Facebook fan page now.
Yes,
I started following
follow
that.
it.
Get on there. We got to support her.
Yes, we do. We need to support her just like we supported Todd Tillman.
Yep.
And I think it's just going to make Meridian look even more better when it comes to the entertainment, what we have to offer right here.
Jeff Lewis, good morning.
Oh, Jeff.
Former MPD officer there.
That's right.
Salute. We do hope your morning is going well, too, there, my friend.
That's it.
All right, as we start today, I ran out of ink last night. Let's just be honest about this.
It doesn't take long.
Boy, it was. I don't want to call it. Well, somebody's gotten some money because the ammo tanks have all been refilled.
Well, they just offered the 7% off down there at Rock House Trading Post, so maybe they went down there and spent some money with this weekend. And
as we look at this, we had a stolen car last night, Odie. Now, as we get into this, is where it gets kind of hairy. I got reports at first of there was gunshots in the area. And let's pull this up where you can take a look at this. Gunshots and a stolen car. Well, it wouldn't be long that this car would leave the 34th Avenue area, at 33rd, and go down, and it would crash at 34th Avenue. Now, there were reports on the scene that the driver was hurt. The car was stolen. Now we're getting reports that a person in the car, I can't 100% say if it was the driver or passenger or who, was shot.
Well, it sounds like somebody took a little bit of law in their own hands on that one. You're going to steal my car, I'm going to at least put a hole in it.
We don't know what went on. We wait for a telegram from MPD to find out what went on.
Maybe they'll come out and release some information about that today. Keep the public notified.
Yeah, an informed public is the best there is, and we certainly hope that everyone stays on top of this. MPD will give us the rest of this information, but that went on for hours there. Somebody, car was stolen, somebody was shot, injuries, a car wreck. That's what we have at this point. Again, this is, if you're looking at the map, where it all began there. This would begin the 3500 block of 33rd Street and end at that wreck in the 2100 block of 34th Avenue. So that's what we know at this point.
Yeah, we need to, everybody needs to know what's going on, especially if you live in that area or you travel through that area. We live here. This is our city. This is our town. Our county, and we need to know what's going on within the walls of our confine here.
Now, I'm also waiting on another telegram from MPD, and I say telegram because I hadn't gotten an answer. I do believe that we had someone who was accidentally shot yesterday, an accidental shooting, but I cannot confirm because MPD has not answered my request on that. I have sent it in an email form and asked for that. Still waiting on that. Also, Odie, we're still waiting. A few months back, if y'all watched the press conference that was held at MPD, I had some questions for the police chief, as in, how many officers do we have patrolling the area? And she gave me a number that I thought was higher. So I went on down, because this is public knowledge. You are the taxpayer.
Right.
I went on down to the city hall, and I said, hey, I'd like to purchase today because you have to pay for this. The MPD payroll. You have to pay for that for employees to look it up. So I paid it, and they said I would get this within 7 days. We're a little over 2 weeks. Hadn't gotten anything yet. Still waiting on my phone call. I call every other day and go, hey, how's that working out? Well, HR has got it. We're waiting for this information. It's just extremely slow for some reason. And it's not to be ugly. It's just we want to know. And there's only one way to get it, and that's to break it down and go, okay, these officers are on leave. These officers are actually working, and we'll have the information. Again, it is public knowledge. Anyone can go in and request this. It just seems to be taking a little long to get the information.
And I'm not sure the legal time frame, but it's a FOIA, Freedom of Information Act.
Right. I'm glad you said that word.
You have to sign, fill out a piece of paper.
Yep, I done that. I had to pay $6 up front.
Yeah. And then depending on how much it is and
I may owe
how
more.
many copies, you might have to owe a little bit more because they charge you, I don't know. They can't charge you an outrageous price. They can charge you like 25 cents per sheet of paper that it takes, So the money that you're going is paying for the time and the paper and the materials they use. So it's not outrageous, but I mean that's something that our government put in place that says.
Odie, are you sure? Are you sure that Wilma and them aren't in back with some chisels and they're making this on stone for me?
If they do it, ought not cost anything, and the hourly rate ought to be dropped to bedrock pay.
So as soon as we get this information, we will share with you, and then there's no more of this guessing of how many's here, how many's there. We will know exactly. It's not to embarrass anybody; it's to find out the truth, and that's what we want. It's 7 to 10 days. I would think we would already have that, but we don't. And let me address this also, Odie. There's a lot of times there's talk of things that go in the community. We can't talk about it unless we can prove it. Mm-hmm. There are several things that I've sent and said, is there any truth to this? Although you might know that something went on without substantial proof that it went on, we can't bring it to light without there being some truth behind the matter. Because I've gotten a lot of requests of things that have gone on, and sometimes it can't be proved either by it's not answered, no charges were filed by somebody. You go to a case of something that really did happen, but somebody backs out at the last minute and doesn't file charges. Well, it really never happened.
That's right. And this is not to make Meridian look bad.
No.
At all. This is simply to put out information of what's going on in our town, in our city. And yes, a lot of this stuff is bad behavior. Yeah. But this is not to make the city at all look bad.
No.
We live here. Why do we want to make
it great again, as they say.
There we go. Want to make it great again. And the only way to do it is to keep everybody safe, and the only way to keep everybody safe is knowledge.
I heard a rumor one time that somebody got to eat ice cream and walk around Highland Park not being scared. That's a rumor. I don't know
that was back in the pig in the park days.
It was. Yeah. Just a few thoughts. We'll be right back. More coming up with Scotty Ray and Odie this morning as we start your Tuesday.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
J&J Tire and Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes. And they even do work on motorcycles. With the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian.
For something as vital as your eyes, you should have your lenses and contacts made with the utmost care and precision. And that's what Grayson Optical does on 24th Avenue. Since 1996, Grayson Optical's mission has been to provide Meridian and surrounding areas with quality eye care products. That's why we're locally owned and operated. And don't forget, custom-made sunglasses like Costa for your eyes only. When you need to see clearly, Grayson Optical. 2021 24th Avenue, Meridian. 601-693-6374.
Look, y'all done got Candace stirred up at home this morning.
She's awake.
She said it's almost impossible to find the annual 2023 city budget online, which is also to be public knowledge. Interesting stuff. There you go, Candace.
Yeah.
Let's get into some other things that went on overnight that we think you should know about. Well, let's go on over to B Street. Yes, sir, Bob. There was gunfire there in the 900 block of B Street. Now, I don't think anybody was hurt here. There was, and I can't prove which location. I know a structure was hit with gunfire last night. I just can't.
Not sure where.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it happened there. We also had gunfire 8th Street. This would be 8th Street Extension, the 5300 block. Here's Highway 19. Here's Old Highway 80. Right in there, this area, the west side of Meridian, took a lot of gunfire last night. It was busy in there, all over the place. So let's go to a few more places, Odie, and talk about that. Let's go to 5th Street. This would be just due south of there. We had gunfire reported. Here's 5th Street. Again, that's Mid-South Welding. If you were to go directly behind it a couple of blocks, that's where gunfire would break out there. Now, no injuries at this point. We're not done yet. Let's go to 37th Avenue last night. More gunfire there. This would be in the all too familiar Royal Road area, just north of there. Lots of gunfire there. Just off of State Boulevard is where this would be. To the east of State Boulevard is where that is located. Again, no one hurt, no one injured. I know that there was a black sedan last night driving around shooting out. There was a Silverado pickup in the 1990s that was shooting. I got several little reports of that.
It's just a matter of time that these bullets end up hitting someone.
Oh, yeah.
And if you see something, call in a tag number, anything. We've got to find out who's doing this.
Something to identify.
And stop them from doing it. We've got an out-of-towner that's coming in. Janet, good morning from Colorado. We appreciate you tuning in and hearing about our nice little town here.
Yeah, it's all quiet.
Yeah.
Let's go to 36th Avenue, Odie. As you're getting your ice cream there. This will be on the 4300 block of 36th Avenue. More gunfire there overnight. I'm telling you, it was an extremely busy night. Now, as I mentioned, this started yesterday afternoon. I got a report that someone had accidentally shot themselves. We never did get 100% backup that it did happen. I feel pretty strong that it did. I just don't have all the information on that. So when we do, we'll report that. That's some of the behind-the-scenes things that we're working on here. You know, there's a lot of folks that work in law enforcement that hardly ever get any credit for what they do. They just do what they do and go to work. We wanted to salute as we go down to the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department there and recognize Lieutenant Amy Reynolds. Look at that, Employee of the Month.
Man, I tell you, and that's somebody that's behind the scenes. You don't hear a whole lot about down there. And
let's get a closer picture. She has.
So, yes, definitely need to recognize her.
That comes from the Sheriff's Department's Facebook. We can't thank y'all enough for all that you do. And speaking of that, we'll have the sheriff in on Thursday. Yep. He's coming in. So we do look forward to seeing him in.
The big man himself.
He is, the man with the big gun. The big iron on his hip is Marty Robbins used to sing. Hey, we got an event coming up. We'd love to invite you out. Collinsville First Baptist. They're going to be having an event coming up March 30th and 31st, and then again on April the 1st. Jerusalem this Easter. So check that out.
That's going to be great. A journey to Jerusalem.
Yep, you'll enjoy yourself. Great little community. They'd love to have you drop by and visit with them. Now, there's nothing worse as you going along and all of a sudden there's a cow, and it's not in the fence.
And it doesn't get out of the way.
This would be near the former home of the former mayor of Bailey. And that would be Leon Bailey's area, right there at Dogwood Lake Road yesterday. Oh, Nellie Bell was out.
It's been years ago, about 88, I'd say. I was coming home from a friend's house. And next thing I know, it was raining real bad. And I come over a little hill, and there was a whole herd in the road.
Ooh, this doesn't sound good.
No. I took 4 of them out.
And totaled your car, I'm sure.
It tore the front of that truck up pretty good. And it had to stay in the shop for a while. And that was before cell phones. So I had to turn around and go back to my friend's house, knock on the door. Hey, I need to borrow your phone. And I remember it was right around midnight.
Yeah. Oh, good. Knocking on doors.
April 1st.
April Fools?
Yeah. And I called Mom and Daddy. And I said, hey, I just had a little wreck. I said, I hit some cows. And this is where I'm at. And Daddy said he woke up and told Mom, and says, he done run off in a ditch. Done told us that he hit cows. It's April Fool's Day. Yeah, they thought it was when they topped that hill and saw all these cows laying in the road.
Y'all didn't take some home, I take it.
No, the guy who owned them, he came out and got them. And he didn't have a choice but to claim them, because normally they'd be like, "Oh, that ain't my cow."
How many times have we not heard that? Nope, ain't mine.
Ain't mine.
I ain't seen that cow before.
He kind of couldn't get away from that one, so he had to pay from a truck. But yeah, there was cows everywhere.
That's a scary feeling.
It is.
That livestock don't move. Let me tell y'all something. Let's see who else we got. Oh, my Lord. The merchants are joining us. Carl Merchant, Ocean Springs, Mississippi, joining us this morning.
Look at there. Good morning.
Another thing that went on, and this is pretty neat, is we always want chaplains in whatever we do in Mississippi. And we have to say congratulations. We've got somebody new. Mississippi National Guard welcomes their new chaplain. We've had someone retire and a new one come in. That's good that is still done in our military.
Yes, it is. And it's offered, throughout. We had one on the ship when I was in the Navy, and it was good to be able to go in there and just say, "Hey, can I talk to you?"
Yeah.
Makes you feel good, that's for sure.
Now, I'm teased on this, but I quickly mentioned it this morning. As you expand this, you go on vacation. A lot of people go to out of country to have surgeries done because, well, it's a little cheaper, especially that late weight loss program to where they go in and do something.
The lap band and all. Yeah.
4 Americans have been taken hostage at the United States-Mexico border. They had crossed into Mexico, 4 of them in a minivan. They were surrounded, drug out of their vehicle by gunpoint, and thrown into the back of a truck and driven off. Most likely, they're going to be hostage situations of them demanding money. There's folks in other countries that want to do us harm, and they're going to take it and get money any way they can.
Exactly.
And that's what this is. If you've ever seen, what was that movie, Proof of Life? Do y'all remember that? To where the guy was, and they weren't going to pay unless we have proof of life that he's still alive.
Yes.
This happens every day.
Yeah, this is just one of many, many things. And if you go to Mexico, I'm going in May, but we're going on a cruise ship, and you go to these places that they're a little bit different. They're not going to bring bad stuff in because this is their money.
Yeah.
That they're making plenty of money.
It's when you go off that beaten path.
That's it. They was through Brownsville, Texas is where they entered Mexico at. And so now you're going into a place that just doesn't have law.
Yeah, y'all keep that. Don't go places like this unless you just absolutely have to because of your job. And let's hope that they won't send you to a place of that. Scares me to death of all of that.
Yeah, and the family, what they're having to go through and not knowing, just a tough situation.
America, there is no doubt as we look at this each day, there's something going on. It seems to be that we're losing control, especially of those not backing our law enforcement. Let me give you a prime example of this. I read up on this. Portland, Oregon. How big is this? Pretty big town.
Yeah.
Basically, there you can walk in these places like this now to where it's not a crime to steal anything. Well, it's a misdemeanor now, $1,000 or below of shoplifting. Business owners have taken it. There was a guy I saw that is leaving because his office keeps getting riddled with bullet holes. He's leaving. There's no police. Walmart is pulling out of Portland, Oregon. They are closing their last 2. 600 people will lose their job. You think of the income and the tax that city is getting ready to lose, all because city leaders will not take care of the citizens. Now, is this going to spread to other parts of America, Odie?
Yeah. They've already pushed that defund the police, and that's just going to trickle. Of course, that's going to be more up north. I don't see it hitting down here.
We hope that doesn't happen.
We hope that doesn't happen, but that's terrible. And now you're running out good businesses. The employees are going to have to go somewhere because they're not going to have another job. So chances are they're going to follow this guy wherever he goes. He's going to rebuild somewhere. And
he's moving his company.
Take his employees with him. They don't have a choice.
Because he made a big speech of so long. And that is coming there. And as we look at this, let's back up on this. When I brought up our military and the things that are going on, let's don't do that. We have this thing to where everybody's offended by everything. And I really think to some degree that everybody that turns 18, they need to redo this and have them shipped off for selective service to where you get 6 weeks of being taught how to be a person. Now, if you want to run around America dressed in a dress and have purses, and that's your business. But when it comes to actually what people want to do in this country and you had to serve, they're not going to be worried about saying words that you don't like, offending you. I don't know if y'all have watched closely what's going on in Ukraine, of what happens there as these Russian soldiers close in on people. I watched yesterday, and this is just the way the world is, where they surrounded a soldier. He was a Ukraine soldier. He got one last hit off a cigarette, and they executed him. There are bad people in this world is my whole thing on this, and we've got to be able to protect our country, and being offended by everything is not the way to do this.
Well, one thing we need to do is get back to where people salute the flag.
Oh, yeah.
Pledge allegiance to that flag. Go to another country. You want to see how we live? Go to another country. You'll come back with a whole different forethought about, this is a great country.
Well, you take the basketball player that went over to Russia and hung out there with a little drugs. Now, again, that was a political stunt from the word go. They didn't really want her. They were just trying to make a point with Joe, but she was arrested, and it is illegal to do that.
Illegal is illegal. We get stuff on the cruise ship, emails that says, just because the state you're from legalizes marijuana and you have a prescription for marijuana, you cannot bring it on this cruise ship. Do not bring it on this cruise ship or you will be arrested. So they keep pushing that out, and you have to go through drug sniffing dogs and all that to get on the ship now, which is good. But just because it's legal here in Mississippi doesn't mean that it's legal. I don't know, Alabama's legal now. I think Florida.
Oh, it's spreading now.
So it's spreading, but it's still not federally legal. So when you start getting on these ships and everything else,
it can cause troubles for you.
It can cause you some trouble. And you know this well enough in advance that if you still take it and you get caught with it, it's your own fault.
And I often, I watched the thing that Kamala was joking about conservatives yesterday. To me in this world, no matter if you're a Democrat, Republican, or independent, bottom line, there's right, there's wrong, and I can't believe that as Americans we can't all agree upon that. If you steal something, well, that's wrong. If you talk back or you hit an elderly person, that's wrong. In no shape, form, in any way, you steal, that is wrong. I don't see how people change the narrative of the truth, and it just puzzles me.
It does, and then with that military, I'd take it another step. I'm one of those that I think when you get out of high school, you should go spend a minimum of 2 years in the military.
Oh, you went above my little 6 weeks, didn't you?
2 years. You served this country and get you a skill out of it, too. Whatever that skill is, you get skill out of it, and you get that boot camp that teaches you. And then after 2 years, you have your decision. What you've learned will go out to the real world, or would you like to continue on with your military career? But a lot of people, when you turn 18 and join the military, that might be the first time towards discipline that you've ever been.
That's right. And it would really help us. Yep. All right, here's some more breaking news that you're not going to hear probably anywhere else in town. But we've had a burglary in Meridian. We have. Now, I've got video, and I'm going to say before we play the video, it's not really clear. This happened North Hill Street. Anybody ever driven down it? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody ever taken a right turn and went up to El Norte and Eaton? Yep, they got broken into. Their safe stolen. What they did, the thieves came up, knocked out their big picture window, and came on in. They immediately drug the safe out and were last seen dragging it down the road. And we've got video. And again, I'm just going to do a clip of this because it is not the clearest thing that you will ever see. It's just the person. You can tell it's a person arriving. It's going to be blurry, so don't get mad at us, but that's the best we have, and that's all they had to show us. But let me pull this up where y'all can see this. This is the perpetrator. Is that the word you used?
Perpetrator?
Perpetrator. Another word for it is thief. There he is. He's got bolt cutters in his hands. This is coming into the bushes to the back of the place. Wearing gloves. You can't really see much. Maybe there's something identifying about him that someone would recognize.
Those shoes.
Yeah.
That walk. That's what we want to look at is the gait. the shoes that they have on, because you're not going to see his face. He's got everything else covered up his arm, so if he's got tattoos, you won't be able to see it. But that little bit of a walk and those shoes, somebody's seen them before.
Yeah.
And hey, I know who that is.
And you got to remember on all of this, these folks that own that, they worked hard for their money. They truly, and somebody comes in and takes it. We've got to have zero tolerance on all of this. And again, this was El Norte there on North Hill Street at the top of the hill. Next time you're in there, say hello to them, and let's hope these folks get caught.
That's right. We quit this.
Right.
Enough's enough. Go to court. Stand trial. If you're guilty, let's take it the next step. If you're innocent,
yep,
apologize, go on the way. But we need to start pushing forth a little bit of action.
That's right. Well, we'll be right back in just a moment. More information on the way. Y'all don't rush off. We'll tell you more as this morning gets underway.
Hi, I'm Nick Lisi. I am owner of Pinch and Tails Crawfish Shack here in Meridian, Mississippi. We are located right across the street from the Subway Sandwich Shop, right next to the Little Griddle. If you're a seafood lover, we have the absolute best seafood in town. We carry crawfish, shrimp, lobster tails, raw oysters, snow crab, corn potato sausage, all the fixins. And for all of your special orders and catering needs, please call 601-934-0598. We're located in downtown Marion.
The Square Peg Mini Mall, located across from the Neshoba County Co-op in Philadelphia, Mississippi, is a family-owned business that promises to treat you like family. The Square Peg Mini Mall has been operating for over 10 years and boasts over 30 vendors with a rotating inventory to fit that something you're looking for. Inventory is constantly updating, so there's always a chance for a surprise when you step inside. Come visit the Square Peg Mini Mall, located on 335 West Main Street in Philadelphia, Mississippi.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
You know, we've been talking about career changes. Meridian Community College right here in our area is there for you when you're ready to do that. Maybe you're just graduating high school and you think, what am I going to do? Or maybe you've graduated, been doing something for a few years and you go, I can't do this for the rest of my life. Look at this. Here's a program, physical therapist. I remember Fred, when I was in high school, done this. He was head of this in town. It is a great, great job. It starts out somewhere. You'll top out in your salary somewhere in the $50,000 range, on up to $60,000. It's a great way to make a living. People love this.
Yes,
and it's program.
Needed. This is something that when I was in the medical equipment and dealing with all that, it was real big. And physical therapy is something that I see these guys getting a lot of pleasure out of. They're actually helping people learn to walk and get their momentum back and their mobility back. And this is something that you can learn right here in our own community college.
That's right. Drop in and visit them at MCC. They'll tell you more about it. Drop by there, or you can call them at 601-484-8613. Again, get a new path, a new career, and a lot of people really do love this. Yep. My encounter with the physical therapist, I remember it when I first come out of that surgery, and they come in, I went, no, go away. No.
I ain't walking today. Yeah, you are too.
Ooh. And they were very helpful. It took about 4 of them to help me up there, but we made it 2 feet, I think 5 feet that day. And then it got a little better.
Yeah, they're not going to let you rest. They're almost like the nurses. Wake up so I can give you a sleeping pill.
Wake up so I can give you yeah. They're good at what they do. And a big thank you to them. But again, if you want a new career, drop in and visit with them. They'll tell you more about it than me and Odie could ever do. Enjoy it. All right, let's roll back some time and let's go back and find out what happened on this date. 1876. Now, in Scuba, Mississippi, where I grew up with, This would be Lynn Jr. Coral's granddaddy making that first very phone call. It was in 1940, and they got the first phone in town. It happened on this day. Alexander Graham Bell patented that telephone.
If he'd only known where it has come to now.
I bet that was really amazing technology at that time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it was wired, and it will always be wired. And now here we are. I've got a mini computer in my pocket.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Over at Freeman Tractor, they're still looking at a piece of paper going, how did that fax work? Trying to figure that out. One day they're going to let us know.
Yeah, they'll let us know.
1946, and I'm sure we've all watched Home Alone. Well, the dad in the movie, I can't pronounce his name, but he was born on this date. Anybody remember this guy from that, John Hurd?
I tell you, that was a good movie, and I know everybody has seen that.
Oh, you couldn't help but seen it by now. He was in a lot of other movies I just don't remember, but that was his, I guess what you call big role.
That was his highlight.
He passed away about 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Now, I don't remember the wife's name from the movie, but she was a pretty girl, redhead. John Candy, you remember the scene with her in the back of the truck?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you watched this. I watched it for part of it, and it was just Steve Martin was in it. Do you remember that show he was in with him, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? He was trying to get home.
It was funny. That was funny.
Oh, John Candy. He always had a smile, didn't he?
I saw it not too long ago.
I always give credit where credit is due, even if I don't agree with someone's political opinions. This guy's political side is way out there, but his acting ability is over the top, and he is really, really good at what he does.
Yes, he is.
We wish Walter White a happy birthday today from Breaking Bad, Bryan Cranston.
You know, it took me a little while to... I said, I'm just not really going to like this.
And I didn't after I watched the first one.
And then Rush Limbaugh, he kept talking about it. He says, you need to do it. You need to do it. And one day I said, all right, I'm going to watch it. And I did. And
where was it that you got hooked in it? How many episodes?
Oh, it was probably third or fourth episode down.
Because it was kind of draggy there in the beginning. You go,
It was. And then, I don't know... It's just a little bit more interesting, and then all of a sudden it was like, boom, I'm watching it.
You want to open up a chicken restaurant and have a good friend that delivers product.
That's right. And a laundromat that had a basement to it.
Car wash to launder your money.
I mean, come on. What else could you ask for?
You could really learn some tips if you were a criminal from the show. But it truly was good. And everybody's got to have that friend Jesse somewhere. And if you're wondering what we're talking about, going, I have no idea. I've never seen that show. It's about a guy that is diagnosed with cancer. He's a high school teacher. He's a chemistry teacher. Has very little money in this world. He has his wife is pregnant with a child, and he's got an autistic child. He knows he's going to die. He has nothing to leave them, so he goes, I got to do something. So he starts making meth.
And I'm good at science. I'm good at this. So, hey, why not? And his brother-in-law works for the drug
task force.
For the FBI.
And his plan was to sell one thing, just enough money. And then he gets hooked and it goes wild. So that's what the theory of it is.
So watch it.
Yeah. What was the movie? It was The Almighty, to where the guy moves to Washington to be a senator, and God is telling him what to do to build the ark. What was the name of that? Evan Almighty?
Evan Almighty, something like that.
Yeah, if you have never watched Evan Almighty, make plans this weekend. It is a good family show. This girl was in it. Do you remember her?
Yep.
The llama licked her?
Sure did. It was good. It kind of, the gopher wood. Yeah. It kept showing up. You'll enjoy this. This is get the kids out.
Yes.
Get the kids in front of the TV and watch this. And
his beard kept growing back.
Good. Yeah, it didn't matter what he did.
Don't try to outthink God is what it all amounted to there.
That's right.
1973. I know that I've been in your office a time or two. This has been playing.
That's Greg's office.
Burt Reynolds. Dueling Banjos became a gold record on this date. And, of course, this was from the movie Deliverance. We will not do the famous line from that movie. We'll let that be today. You'll have to Google that.
Look it up yourself.
Yeah, I ain't doing that. 1973 was really technology at its best, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Man, this was, and I got bored, and I started to pull this up and watch it probably about 6 months ago just to see And I watched the first few episodes of it again. But
Major Steve Austin.
The technology, $6 million man, would cost you $8 billion now.
Can you do the?
No, that's Friday the 13th.
Oh, okay.
That was.
And then didn't they have in the they had the Bionic Woman, and didn't they have a Bionic dog on there, a German Shepherd at one time?
Now that you say that,
I want to say there was.
I want to say they had a Bionic dog. I had the little action figure.
Yeah.
Had the little like a binocular that you hold up and look through his eye. Yeah.
If you've ever been proud of anybody who went from rags to riches, this would have to be the story. And her story was told on this day in 1980 as theaters would open for this. And some would say, well, that's just a redneck old thing. But let me tell you something. After watching it, you would be shocked as to what she went through to get where she was. Coal miner's daughter opened. Sissy Spacek did a
real good job. And what she went through just to get a dress to perform in.
Yeah. Dude.
Man, this was...
You don't eat a lot of bologna, do you?
I used to.
Okay. You didn't get that, did you? Go back and watch the movie.
All right.
Really? You did?
It's been a while.
Somebody explained the bologna to Odie. Really? You don't get it? When she was being in... I'll leave that alone, too. That's one of the subjects we can't get into, but she just ate a whole lot of bologna.
All right, Dan.
1981. What was on the cover of TV Guide?
My favorite show.
There it was. Boss and the Gang.
That's it.
Love that show. It was really good.
The original.
1983 would come along, and for us, this was if you were a country music fan, this would really change your connection to what went on in Nashville, and it would premiere today. It signed on the air for the first time. It would be years before we actually got it in Meridian, Mississippi, but it did happen in 83. Crook and Chase.
Crook and Chase, and it did. It kind of brought in a spotlight to different songs, and I've watched it a few times, and I never was real big on watching country music shows.
We got to work on that.
I like the music, but not the big show. But I did watch a few of the Crook and Chase.
As I was getting ready to go on our honeymoon in November 1990, Ken Rainey stopped me and he goes, "Hey, you want to go see Ralph Emery?" I said, "Sure." He picked up the phone and called somebody. He goes, "When you get to Nashville, they'll be waiting on you at the door." We had a chance to go into the Ralph Emery taping of the show on our honeymoon. It was fun. Enjoyed it.
Man, that is, we've made it to the big time now because all these people's advertising going to find your car on these comments.
We got these spammers out here that are coming after us.
Yeah.
Shame on them.
Shame on them.
1986, this was a big movie. Anybody remember Highlander? It was different. I liked it.
It was different.
I'm Colin McLeod, and it had Sean Connery in it.
I like Sean Connery.
He was in it. It was a great show. Let's see what else went on this day. The final episode, 1987, and I know you loved it.
What you talking about, Willie?
Different Strokes, and that was such a saying in America for the longest. What you talking about, Willie?
What you talking about, Willie? I did.
You cracked me up.
I loved it.
You ever been up on Wolverton Mountain?
No, I haven't.
They say don't go. Claude King passed away on this date. His biggest hit, and of course, that was a big, big song back in the day of Wolverton Mountain. Good morning to you. Already 20 minutes away from 8 o'clock as this morning is getting along. We'll be right back with more information coming up here.
Hi, I'm Nick Lisi. I am owner of
Sip and Savor is back in downtown Meridian. Chef Jimmy Kennedy will headline this year's festival, bringing an outdoorsman spin on elevated Southern cuisine. Taking the main stage is country music artist Levi Hammond. Sample over 50 chefs and distilleries visiting from all over the South to showcase their award-winning dishes. Experience the culinary tradition of the South like you never have before.
Are you looking for a trustworthy place to buy your next car or truck? Visit my friends at Massey Supermart Auto Sales. They've been doing business since 1955. There's a reason they've been in business for so long. They have fair prices, superior service, and repeat customers. For your next quality pre-owned vehicle, it's Massey Supermart Auto Sales. Taking care of your car needs at 1023 Highway 39 North.
Profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
As we talk about our friends at Snowden & Company, if you're looking for a home, they've got what you need. So many to choose from, and if for whatever reason the size home or maybe the school district you want is not available yet, they'll write it down, contact you when a home like that becomes available. Open till 5 o'clock this afternoon, Saturday by appointment only, and closed on Sunday. You can find this here on Newton County Martin Road. That's a beautiful home there, some pine trees.
You know, I've got mixed feelings about that.
Of raking?
Yeah.
It's cool, but you got to rake.
It is definitely
And some
cool.
people love the trees and some people don't. They've got them both ways.
It holds the air in, but...
That's right.
Yeah.
They could even take the trees out if you love the house.
That's right. And there's one that doesn't have trees all the way around, and that's a nice looking house.
Sure is. Here's another one there. Any style that you choose, brick, wood, whatever the case may be that you like, there's one there. Front porch to sit on.
I like the sign.
Yeah, you're a hotty-toddy fella there. Look for this young lady. This is Amanda Snowden. She'll be right there for you. You can reach her at 453-3937. You can visit with them there in the North Hills area. That's the staff. They'll get you a home that you're looking for. Find exactly what you're looking for. Visit with them today. Let's see. We got some red lights going up in town. Did we mention that?
Oh, no, not yet.
Oh, they're going up, and they're going to test them for a few weeks here as we look at this. Let me pull this picture up here and show you. City of Meridian sent us these pictures yesterday by the old Leisure World in A Street. They're installing them. They're not uncovered yet.
Well, we used to have them there.
We sure did. I come down that hill the other day and locked it up because I thought there was a red light there. I'm talking about Lincoln sliding sideways. Woo!
Well, at least it's 2 lanes, so they did leave 2 lanes instead of going to this 1 lane, but I just hope these trees don't grow out so big that we can't drive by the trees.
That's true. We've got some limbers.
That's right. We'll just go there.
Also, a red light that's going to be right there by Sanders Gas where you would go into the new sheriff's department and also where the courthouse will go. Put in that, it was a red light there for years. It had no purpose.
No, it didn't. It was just there. Once the mall was gone,
it was no use.
Didn't need it anymore. So, Well, we're getting close to having 22nd Avenue open, and that's going to be nice to have all that completely straightened up.
If you hadn't been down there through a while, it has a completely different look. Go by and visit. Now, again, they're going to have these out, and they're going to be blinking for a few days, these red lights, and then they'll put some red ones. And again, that's right in front of the police station, so you might want to stop. Just saying.
Yeah, you might not want to run that one.
All right, we got to get us a sack, and we're going to town because all I see is free lunch.
Hey, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's free food, we got to go.
Wilson Saw's having their customer appreciation. That's going to be Thursday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Come by. They're going to have hot dogs, hamburgers there beginning at 11 o'clock. They just like shake hands with you.
Good people. We use them through with the county.
Yeah.
They're always there ready to help us anytime we need it. So go down there and talk to them and
get a hot dog.
Get you a hot dog.
We had a fender bender yesterday, and really and truly, this has to be kind of scary when something like this happens. Let me zoom in on this picture a little bit better so you can see this 18-wheeler. This is going to be right by Crossroads. Do y'all see that? The car got swallowed up by that 18-wheeler.
That's got to be a scary moment.
It'll almost make you lose your religion there for a second or two.
Sure, because you in that car.
Woof.
He's not moving.
No, he's not. He's pretty stout.
He's pretty stout. He's a big old boy coming up to you.
In your little car. Well, fortunately, there was no injuries involved with that, and we're thankful for that. But, man, let me tell you, that's a scary thing when a truck starts dragging you with it and you're not a lot you can do.
There ain't but one person that can fix that, and that's Chet.
Oh, Chet will be all over it. You're right. Here's another thing that we got from the city of Meridian that we want to let you be. We've had a few pictures of this thrown up before, but Atmos Energy is all throughout the area.
Yeah, they are definitely redoing a lot of the old pipes and keeping our area safe. So be cautious. You come up on an intersection and you see the flashing lights and you see the truck out there, Miller. and the gas company. Give them extra room, but they're definitely doing a lot of work making Meridian better and doing a lot of upgrades to our infrastructure.
All right, I know there's a lot of people that I think there's a sold-out show in Philadelphia. It's not many. Hardy is going to be up there. We're getting word that he's going to be on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and a lot of people will head to that. Great to have such great talent from our area, Philadelphia,
yes. Man, it's not just our water, but it's the good old Mississippi water that's bringing in these people that I wish I drank the same water because I can't sing worth a
I can't even sing it by myself. It's horrible.
I told myself to shut up.
I was not blessed with that talent in any shape. I can't hit a note. And, you go back and listen to Holly, how she hit that note where it went up last night.
Yeah. Now, I was musical. I played piano and trumpet and tuba and all that good stuff, but I couldn't sing it.
Couldn't sing it? You could do it. You're supposed to be a part of it.
That's right.
All right. We got more on the way. Wait a minute. Happy anniversary to Kurt. Oh, my gosh. Candace has been married 3 years. God bless Kurt is all I got to say.
And Kurt's still there. Happy anniversary to Kurt. So she knows it must have been real tough because he survived 3 years of marriage with me.
He used to have this thing. When he lived over by me, he had a thing in the backyard he called the old nag. I don't guess it's no. She wouldn't be, would she?
No.
Happy anniversary to y'all.
Maybe not.
We do hope you get a great meal out of this, Candace. And he's 3 years. Are you still romantic?
Well,
or do you eat at the house at that point and go, no, we ain't going nowhere. It is Tuesday night. We ain't going nowhere. Warm up that spaghetti. Don't worry about you on Friday.
We need leftovers. Yeah. No, we still good, man. Let's see, man. Amy's 2.5.
6 months, isn't it?
A year and a half.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, you don't even count either. Y'all are still in that little honeymoon thing. After 30 years, like, would you go get me the steak and bring it back?
I'll cook it if you go get it.
Good morning to you. Already 10 minutes before 8 o'clock. If you're an outdoorsman, Garrett's Outfitters is a place to head to in Meridian. They have a complete line of gloves to keep your hands warm in these cold mornings, toboggans to block that wind, and America's favorite Carhartt, from the rugged overalls to slacks and shirts. Work boots and mud boots as well. Browse around the gun accessories and a complete line of just about any gun. Protect your investment, your guns, with one of the many Browning gun safes they have to choose from. For the outdoorsman in your family, it's Garrett's, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 invites you by to take a look at a brand new product they've got. Odes, ATVs, and UTVs. These side-by-sides range from 800 to 1,000 cc's, and they come with heat or air. Whether you're doing work around the farm or hunting, they've got the unit just for you to keep warm or cool, depending upon that Mississippi and Alabama day. Swing by for a test drive today at Freeman Tractor. See coleslaw, buttermilk, and don't forget you can meet their newest employee, Eggplant. That's Freeman Tractor, Highway 494.
Have you been in an auto accident? Call Will Parker. Get the help you deserve. Call Will Parker. Don't settle for less and know your rights. Call Will Parker. Call or go online at parkerfirm.net. Call your Meridian lawyer, Will Parker.
You know, you brought up Chet just a moment ago, and he can fix it.
He can fix it. I tell you, it doesn't matter if it's a major undertaking or just something small. Chet is your man. Chet's been doing this for how many years?
I'm going to say way over 30.
Oh, yeah. So if you got a scratch, take it to Chet. If you've got a complete demolished car, you think there's no help for it.
Right.
He can do it.
See, here's a picture of a truck where a man complained about his state, and that's what happened.
It looked like a light pole went right through him.
She chunked it at him.
Yeah. So
he can fix it all.
Don't talk about that. He is great, and he can make it look like nothing ever happened.
That's good. And let me show you what the office looks like as if you've got a classic as well. Look for this. This is in the curve there, Highway 495, right out by the reservoir. And just simply call him. 737-2961. Chet will take care of the rest, have you back in your car in no time flat there.
That's exactly right. I've got to say
what do you got to do?
Hello. I've got to say good morning to my mother-in-law.
What is she doing?
She's probably taking it easy. We talked to her last night, and she said she didn't have to go into work till about 10 this morning. So I just want to say good morning to her. I have Ann Vick watching in Silver Hill, Alabama.
Did I just witness Odie sucking up to someone? I think you just sucked up.
I love my mother-in-law.
I would. Oh, you're making brownie points with your wife left and it's that year thing. In 10 years, Odie's going to be telling me, "Oh Lord, she's coming to the house again."
But she's a good one. I was lucky.
There you go. Yesterday, we mentioned that a lovely young lady had her 103rd birthday, and we got her picture. She had her birthday cake yesterday. And lo and behold, look at there. Miss Annie.
That is something else. And then it didn't hit me until later on, but our wonderful Meridian fire chief, Jason Collier, this is his grandmother.
Well, I'll be dog.
And so I texted him. I said, "Is this your grandma?" He said, "It sure is." So
I hope he went and got them dumplings that she likes from over there at Cracker Barrel.
That's right.
I'd sure hate for her to have gone without it and he didn't do something.
And it wasn't him there to take care of her. So,
you know, what was it that I was on? Oh, I got a note, and we were talking about who might be the oldest in the area. Mm-hmm. I got another note, and we're supposed to get some pictures and all, but we have a 107-year-old in Meridian, I'm told, getting ready for her fall birthday to be 108 years old.
That's awesome.
It is. So I had no idea we had anybody that had reached that age.
See, Amy says Mom calls him sometimes more than me.
That'll wear off. Don't worry, Amy.
So the phone will ring, and I'll look down, and it'll be Mom. Well, why didn't you call me?
You're calling her Mom already?
Well, yeah, I call her Mom.
Howdy.
Well.
Oh. I'm going to leave that be.
She is. She's my ma-in-law.
Ma-in-law. Okay. We'll leave it at that. I don't know if everybody's aware, but there was a shooting in Hattiesburg, Mississippi this past weekend at the mall. Someone bad injured, and believe it or not, shoppers are scared to go back.
But, did you see them run out?
Yeah, I watched the video.
I did too. I wouldn't have gone back in there either.
But that's the fear that is around Hattiesburg of, I don't know if I want to go in there. Something bad could happen. But that's a look around the state. Boy, we're coming to the end of the show today already. And again, if you've got headlines for us, inboxes, or you could email us, any way you can reach us. Get in touch with us. Let us know what's going on in your community so we can talk about it tomorrow or post about it.
That's right. We enjoy y'all being with us. April, I got your message. Thank you for watching. But y'all have a good morning.
See you bright and early at 7 o'clock again tomorrow.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners. The following program was paid for by Southern American Media.